Welcome to my channel. Here we explore the rich culture, scenic beauty, and authentic street food across China. I'm Jan. Don't forget to subscribe. In this video, we've arrived in Shanxi province, China's noodle capital, to taste its famous noodle dishes. According to records, there are over 300 different ways to prepare noodles here. In this video, we've arrived in Shanxi province, China's noodle capital, to taste its legendary noodle dishes. According to records, there are over 300 different ways to prepare noodles here. This is our breakfast today. Buckwheat Heluo Noodles. This machine has evolved from ancient wooden presses into metal ones. Buckwheat Heluo noodles are a traditional Chinese specialty with a long history, made primarily from buckwheat flour. They are packed with rich nutrients, compared to everyday grains like wheat and rice. After kneading the buckwheat into a dough, it is placed inside a Heluo press. By applying pressure, the noodles are extruded through small holes at the bottom of the press and dropped directly into a pot of boiling water. In northern China, a popular choice is mutton gravy, xiaozi. The rich flavor of the mutton pairs perfectly with the springy noodles. This is a specialized noodle making tool. By pressing down manually, the dough is forced through a perforated plate filled with small round or square holes. Later, I'll also introduce a noodle shop that still uses traditional wooden presses. Here is the English translation, formatted without line numbers, timestamps, or Chinese text. There are many people queuing here. The preparation time for this pastry takes a while to record, so if you prefer, you can skip or fast forward through it. Wanjuan crispy pastry is a traditional delicacy from Wutai Mountain, famous for its crispy yet tender texture and rich, fragrant aroma. It is tied to a legend about Emperor Qianlong. According to legend, when Emperor Qianlong of the Qing dynasty visited Wutai Mountain to pay homage to the Buddha, the monks served him Wanjuan crispy pastry. The emperor praised it highly after tasting it, which brought the pastry widespread fame. It has become a renowned delicacy that visitors to Wutai Mountain always make sure to try. It is delightfully crispy, soft, and bursting with flavor. Cooking with heated stones is a very ancient method.
锅里这怎么烧的呀？都有啥的？ 就是石头，是吧？太累了，不会说话。 哦，它炸出来的炸的。
哎呀，这一个饺子才40分钟。太晚了，我猜我还差。太下了，起来。
This is the most iconic Shanxi pasta. Shanxi pickled cabbage dumplings are a local delicacy with rich regional characteristics. Shanxi pickled cabbage is usually fermented from common local Chinese cabbage or round cabbage. In addition to the pickled cabbage, it is also paired with pork belly, The marbled pork belly adds a rich, savory aroma to the dumplings, making the texture more mellow and the flavor truly unique. With one bite, the first thing you experience is the refreshing tartness of the pickled cabbage, which stimulates your taste buds and whets your appetite. Immediately after comes the rich savoriness of the pork belly and the soft, chewy texture of the glass noodles, various textures interwoven to create a rich combination. Moreover, the acidity of the pickled cabbage cuts through the greasiness of the pork belly, making the dumplings taste refreshing, delicious, and more flavorful with every bite.
查制住了就能回来哈。还要过几级的。可张记的咱哈。
上酸了你。
混扯混你这可是了。你还不扯？还。
예. 나 그래서 이거 나무를 가지고 해서 내 생각보다 PP. 야나 저거라 친지. 아, 그래서 이거 같이 아, 그게 친지. 이게 친지나 뭐.
看这么死路之后，
那一天买的是我买回来的。哦，前面那买盘上也有的。哈哈。
收款10元，谢谢。
This is Youmian Kaolaolao, a famous traditional oat dish from the cold high-altitude regions of Shanxi, and an iconic representative of Jin cuisine. Kaolao refers to a bushel-shaped container woven from willow twigs. Once steamed, Youmian Kaolaolao resembles the shape of a kaolao. Additionally, because lao lao sounds similar to the word for maternal grandmother in Chinese, it is sometimes affectionately called Youmian Kaolao with the characters for grandmother. The main ingredient is oat flour, which is milled from naked oats. It is usually served alongside various vegetables, meats, and seasonings, such as scallions, ginger, garlic, chili peppers, mutton, and shiitake mushrooms, which are used to prepare the rich dipping sauces. Youmian Kaolaolao has a wonderfully firm, springy texture, and offers completely different flavor experiences, depending on the sauce paired with it. Paired with a mutton and mushroom gravy, the flavor is rich and deeply savory. Served with a tomato and egg sauce, it becomes refreshingly sweet and tangy. Youmian Kaolaolao carries a profound cultural heritage. It is not only a staple on local family dining tables, but also a frequent centerpiece during major festivals and family gatherings. Every single steamer basket looks just like a work of art. This is the Shanxi specialty. I'd love to recommend to you all Tanhuang. The main ingredient of Tanhuang is millet. Shanxi is well known for producing top quality millet, where the grains grow plump and nutrient-rich. The millet is ground into flour, fermented, and then spread thin onto a special flat griddle. It has a truly unique flavor profile, combining the subtle natural sweetness of millet with a faint wine-like aroma from the fermentation process. You can enjoy it plain to appreciate its pure taste, or pair it with Shanxi aged vinegar for a delightful sweet and sour contrast. If you have a sweet tooth, dipping it in honey tastes absolutely incredible.
过去了。现在这样。
热的是吧？
热的，是热的。
Baode Fried Cake. Its primary ingredients are broomcorn millet, flour and red dates. The millet flour is milled from high-quality local broomcorn millet, offering plump grains and a distinct texture, while the local red dates are naturally sweet and juicy. To make it, the millet flour is first scalded with hot water and kneaded into dough, then stuffed with cooked, red date paste, shaped into round cakes and deep fried in hot oil until golden brown, fresh out of the fryer. Baode fried cake features a golden, crispy crust that produces a satisfying crunch with every bite. Inside the red date paste is sweet and chewy, complemented by a subtle, refreshing aroma from the broomcorn millet, sweet without being cloying. There is also an insider way to eat it. Sprinkle a layer of white sugar over it, right as it comes out of the pot. The clean sweetness of the sugar blends perfectly with the rich flavor of the cake, taking the taste to a whole new level.
来20，你不带点吗？蒙上。你不能一直磨，是这样。这几个？
要6根吧
6盒。
对
30。
有袋子吗？我要带走。
那就给你装成3大盒，你不是好带？
行，3大盒也行。
啊，
可以。
好带。
还是你
来，我给你装。
我放一点。
好，这30好了啊，门上有带。你呢？
我要6个。
哦，6个上。要1个豆沙的。
The recording of this pastry's preparation takes a while, so feel free to skip or fast. Forward if you like. Wanjuan is a traditional pastry from Wutai Mountain, famous for its crispy yet tender texture and rich aroma. It is tied to a legend about Emperor Xianlong of the Qing dynasty. As the story goes, during his pilgrimage to Wutai Mountain, the monks offered him Wanjuan. The emperor praised it endlessly after tasting it, which spread its fame far and wide. Today, it is a renowned delicacy that nearly every visitor to Wutai Mountain makes a point to taste. Every bite is delightfully crispy, soft, and overflowing with fragrance.
俩还是两爪有点讲究的嘛？
不知道。
6块就过去。
聊得高一些，
要健康。
要啥哈？
我也记了，我也记了。哦，是3块1个。
很对。
拿回挂的来。
一只不收很9元。
先让我别就别做饭了，我晚上谁买了是。过一会儿。
吃起来像烧饼是吗？
对，6块。
不是你这个酱都蒸过，你这酱还是素的，往后头带着那么辣，那不记得。
先我看抽的，先看抽的是谁？
好，开始。
2分钱，2分钱好的是说，便宜了，都30块钱。你往边上走，这个面要到这儿呢。
你往边抬。你玩别了，你这还没拉开，你都拉开了，岂不是？你玩别，你这别了，这别从那拉开的，现在不装。
抢回来了。
那就
得上是这几天吧。
面。
哎呀，这是后边去，看不起，往后边去，给里边这来。
是的，那边拉来了。
出没心，没心还是。
温馨的。
走吧，走吧。
你是抓马的一个不的。
这样就算一个吧，姐。
对，这就是一个。
这一个还挺大的。
它里面一会儿还卷东西。拽就拽的，拽过。
9元。一支付收款6元。
看着了，
是不是现在一人拿一个吃？你看我拉着你，那个什么壳吧？要胶原的，好多人一下就弄丢了，一下就弄丢了，你再看扒拉扒拉，变成嘎嘎了，不能乱放，这啥呀？啊，哎，我这是3个啊，对啊，这是3个，豆沙的，别的。
一支付收款9元。
这会儿啊，这个啊，这会儿在哪呀？哦，现在还给打网五个。
看一下这个也行。
没得框了，你办不下来了。这儿的框活动啊？你要先给别人吧。活动这个需要椒盐的，拿4个椒盐的。我们找你们肯定的。要一个椒盐一个豆沙。你要一个椒盐一个豆沙。啊，4个圈儿。不是叫那个。
太省力了。
推吧，使劲点儿，给他拍到照，这就转出来了。
得要钱的啊，不能白那个撵。
他这你使劲小伙，哎呀，他会太小。
不要，走。
单体呢？
我也给700多。
你快别结婚了。
俺那买呀，买呀买。
不是，我哪去？
OK。
啊，
之后咱们上那儿准备。
不是拿这个新的这个。
新竹挂糕。
你在报复我
？28元两个。
Youmian hand torn noodles is a traditional specialty pasta from Shanxi. These are thin dough pieces pinched and torn off by hand. The noodles have a smooth, slick texture with a delightful chew, whether in urban cities or rural villages across Shanxi. Youmian is a staple, everyday home-cooked meal.
他揣着来问俺买出1万方个美女，要不要上菜？上菜是要。不是你10块10块，哎呀，就是咱们看上点，不给你算。啊，他来了，瞅了别嘛。
这是莜面片子呗？嗯，莜面片子吃吧。
没记得领导了。
让他学的不是要吃的，咱个是大的。
三个你快也不快，你给几
12元。
下一锅咱是不？
不要香菜，不要香菜。
下一锅啊。
哦。
咱们是要这个表现而已。
不是吗？不要了。
咱们加鸡蛋了没了？
加了。
一支付收款14元，收款52元。
做我家人面，那不够好。
Jiangru steamed meat originated during the Sui and Tang dynasties. It gained popularity during the Ming and Qing dynasties, and remains a staple delicacy for banquets and ceremonial offerings across northern Taiwan and most of Xinzhou to this day. Made primarily with potatoes and pork, it is crafted through traditional techniques, including steaming and mashing the potatoes, marinating shredded pork, mixing, seasoning, and a second round of steaming. The finished dish can be served hot or cold, or sliced and dipped in vinegar with chili pepper. It can also be paired with meat sauce and tomato sauce. This is a hand-pressed, wooden, press, Heluo noodle shop. It is renowned as one of northern China's 3 noodle wonders, standing alongside Lanzhou hand, pulled noodles and Shanxi knife, shaved noodles.
肉丸子是
肉丸子是5块一个。
啊？
一支付款5元。
那2个多加齐了，直接单走。好，付款吧。你这付了36的5块是吧？38的5块。38的5块是吧？
哦，对。
一支付收款50元。
我们还缺一碗。
缺一碗，没有问题。这一站没鸡蛋了。
加了少。
blended dough is crafted from coarse grains, such as naked oats and peas, combined with potato starch. Using a specialized tool called a Minchuang noodle press, the dough is pressed into smooth, round strands. What has a delightfully smooth, tender, and refreshing mouthfeel? A wooden scraper repeatedly presses and scrapes the dough, dropping the strands directly into a pot of boiling water. This traditional technique creates these signature, smooth round noodles. Paired with meat sauce and tomato sauce.
这菜就菜。
那都那的。还有右勺子。开锅了，要不然还是。
高粱
面
加芯儿的。
先放成这个料是吧？
对对对。香菜省事。
Roll the dough out, thin with a rolling pin until it forms thin sheets. It is rolled evenly, and paper, thin, once rolled, slice it finely with a knife. The noodles are as thin as thread. As soon as the water boils, drop the noodles into the pot, and as soon as it comes back to a boil, scoop them right out. At this point the noodles are chewy and springy. Just looking at them instantly builds up an appetite. Ladle on some tomato sauce. That tangy flavor is wonderfully appetizing. A touch of sesame salt, and the rich aroma pops right out. Finally, sprinkle over some shredded cucumber. Mix it all together, and take a bite. Oh boy, it is mind-blowingly delicious. Youmian is not only delicious, but healthy too. Coarse grain nutrition that is wholesome and full of flavor. One bite, and you'll never forget it.
怎么样啊？
速收款30元。
给你上油啊你。
大不了那家。
啊？
大不了。
你当个宝。
妈呀，可大不了，这张的还吃成熟了。我不知道。
来3个素的。3个素的好了。香菜要不要？
香菜少放点。
Named after its main ingredient, sorghum flour, commonly known as red flour. Its preparation involves mixing sorghum flour with wheat flour and elm bark powder into a soft batter, which is then pressed and shaped using a wooden grater known as a Minjian grater. The tool consists of a grid-like wooden frame fitted with a copper plate with crescent-shaped holes. During preparation, it is set directly over the edge of a pot of boiling water and pressed to drop the dough into the boiling water. This technique dates back to the Song dynasty. By the Qing dynasty, records in *Xiangyan Jie referred to them as tadpoles, a folk riddle from El Vuliang, performing tricks on a grid frame, spitting pearls under the copper plate. Vividly describes the process. Red flour tadpole noodles, Hongmian Cak2 use sorghum flour as the main ingredient, with optional additions like cornmeal or bean flour, yielding a tadpole-like shape once formed. After boiling, they take on a deep red color, offering a delightfully chewy texture that pairs perfectly with meat gravy and digests easily. The grater must be dipped in water during use to prevent sticking, and leftover dough scraps are often cooked together with hard vegetables. This dish has earned a spot among the top 10 Shanxi noodle dishes. This is another variation of Chamian hand Hull noodles.
这
山水要啊？
嗯，对呀。这多舀点啊。
已支付收款12元。
Youtiao naked oat strips is a traditional noodle dish popular in Shanxi and surrounding regions, made primarily with naked oat flour and paired with ingredients like potatoes and mutton. It boasts a firm, chewy texture and rich nutrition. Across Shanxi and neighboring regions, this distinctively flavored traditional specialty, Youtiao, is widely enjoyed. It carries a deep local culinary heritage and remains an unforgettable taste of home for countless people. The star of this dish is naked oat flour. Naked oats are inherently rich in nutritional value, packed with protein, dietary fiber, and a variety of vitamins and minerals. Milling the naked oats into a fine flour forms the foundation for making youtiao. This fine naked oat flour has a subtle yellowish tint and gives off a soft wheat aroma, almost telling a story straight from the land. When making youtiao, alongside the essential naked oat flour, ingredients like potatoes and mutton serve as indispensable, perfect pairings. Potatoes, having absorbed plentiful nutrients from the local soil, grow plump with a soft, sweet, and starchy texture. Cut into small chunks, their tender consistency and rich aroma after stewing add rich layers of texture to the entire dish. Mutton, on the other hand, brings the bold, hearty spirit of the grasslands. Fresh mutton is carefully prepared and stewed to perfection, yielding meat that is tender, juicy, and bursting with flavor. The unique taste of mutton blends harmoniously with the naked oat flour and potatoes, creating a wonderfully balanced experience for the palate.
哎，这个也好了。油面尝尝。谢谢谢谢。
喝两个啥？
多少汤？
不放辣椒啊。
不要辣椒。
带绿酱，小孩先吃。儿子你先吃，你
这儿吧。
啊，不用了，我。
Down a gao, mashed potato dough tastes just like mashed potatoes, yet it boasts a rich history spanning over 600 years.
不用盖盖儿。
已支付收款7元。
要辣吗？要辣椒不？要。多放点辣椒。再拿个勺儿吧。勺子，再拿个勺子。 我那个要少一点辣椒。
已支付收款。
又吹点辣椒。
is a snack rich in local Shanxi flavor. It is a everyday staple in the Shandong region, featuring a golden hue and a delightful aroma. Millet grains are much smaller than rice and offer a pleasantly chewy texture. Its bright golden color is incredibly inviting. Dish characteristics. Fried millet is a local Shanxi delicacy, a daily staple for households in the Shandong area, boasting a golden color and an inviting aroma. Lansen starch jelly uses sweet potato or mung bean starch as its main ingredient. This local snack originated on the streets of Bianjing during the Northern Song Dynasty. After being stir-fried in sesame, it becomes translucent, soft, and pleasantly chewy. It is often paired with ingredients like diced garlic chives and chili powder, and seasoned with regional specialty sauces, such as watermelon soybean paste or classic soybean paste. It can be served either cold or hot.
少来点儿，香菜要不？哦，浇了一点辣椒，弄了一点辣椒，弄了一点香菜。
Welcome to my channel. Here, we explore the rich culture, scenic beauty, and authentic street food across China. I'm Jen. Don't forget to subscribe.
多来点辣椒吧，再来一点。